Could I have Mr. Reid, please? Thank you. Do y'all represent him?
No, Your Honor, he refused our services.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon. Are you Deonquez Malik Montez Reid?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. My name's Ashley Wright. I need to inform you of some information. It's probably best if you don't respond to anything other than answering the very specific questions that I'm going to ask you, okay? Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. All right. Mr. Reid, you've been charged with one count of tampering with evidence. I'm going to read the warrant to you, okay? It is alleged that between 8 and 9 o'clock on November the 19th of this year, at 1713 Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, which is here in Richmond County, that you committed the offense of tampering with evidence when, with the intent to obstruct the prosecution of Alvin Hester, you knowingly destroyed, altered, or concealed physical evidence by picking up an over-the-shoulder bag from an open aisle and concealing it on a shelf in the store. So that's the allegation against you. With regard to that offense, you should know that you have a right to remain silent, that if you make any statements that you may make could be used against you. You also have a right to have an attorney appointed to represent you if you like. You have a right to hire an attorney to represent you. Do you know which one of those you would like to do? Do you want to hire a lawyer, or do you want to be represented by the public defender's office? Or do you know yet?
Mm-hmm.
You don't know yet?
I do not know.
Okay. How old are you?
18.
Do you live with your parents?
My mother.
Your mom? Okay. Have you been in school?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Have you had a chance to speak with your mother about whether or not she's going to hire an attorney to represent you?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Did you have a chance to speak with your mom at all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. In the event that you wish to have what we refer to around here as a preliminary hearing, that's where we hear some evidence from an investigator or a police officer about why they took out this particular warrant against you and determine whether or not there was probable cause for the issuance of that warrant. You need to request to have that hearing. So generally easier to do so if you have an attorney to represent you, but you do have a right to represent yourself. Most courts will not let you represent yourself until such time as they've had a hearing to make sure that you understand what constitutional rights you're giving up. So what we'll do is defer that preliminary hearing case until such time as it's been requested. It'll either be before myself or before another one of the Superior Court judges. And a lawyer could help you make that request if that's what you'd like to do. In the event that the district attorney decides that they wish to indict your case, you do not have a right to be notified of that process. You'll only get notified after the fact if an indictment is issued against you for this or any other charge. Once that happens, if it happens, your case will be scheduled for an arraignment. That's a hearing where you would plead either guilty or not guilty. And at that time, your opportunity to receive the file of the investigation, of the information that has been compiled with regard to your particular charge or charges. That's the first time you'd have that right to get that information. Because you don't have an attorney, I'm going to defer ruling on bond until such time as it can be brought back before the court with someone who can more properly address the issues of bond with regard to your case. And that can be done either before myself as the judge who issued the warrant or in front of any of the other Superior Court judges with notice to the district attorney's office. Now again, please don't tell me anything about your case, but do you have any questions about the information that I've just told you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what's that?
I thought this was just supposed to be a bond hearing.
No, we hadn't gotten that far yet. This is an initial appearance hearing, just to advise you of the charge that's been issued against you. Do you have any other questions?
No, ma'am.
I'm going to let him take you back, okay? Thank you.